Hey everybody, I'm going to make this quick because I believe that you should just pack your shit, go to the theater, and go see this movie. It is well worth the price of admission, and you will not be disappointed. Weapons is written and directed by Zach Krieger, who previously did Barbarian, which got, a lot of acclaim for its handling of not only its characters, but its weird twists and turns in terms of genre and tone. It is unapologetic in how weird it is. And Weapons is no different. Similar to Barbarian, Weapons is essentially a movie that you have no idea where it's going to lead to next. Each chapter, or rather character sequence, has its own sort of unique feel that further develops the story in ways that you're not expecting. And by the time you figure out what story this movie is trying to tell, you are caught so off guard and so invested that you're like, oh yeah, of course this is going to happen. And believe me, this movie has that moment, because by the time you find out what exactly this movie is, you are just in for the ride and you're like, oh, holy shit, okay, might as well get into it. And the third act is absolutely insane. Unapologetic too, similar to Barbarian, and I am all here for it. If I was going to rank it personally, I would give it a 9, but personally, I think it's a 10. I have a very strong belief that this may just be this generation's Sixth Sense. It is an immediate classic that has the ability to stand the test of time in terms of its universal themes and its ability to handle its characters in a realistic and non-dating manner. And on top of that, let's not even get into the performances. This has a star-studded cast with Josh Brolin, Julia Gardner, Aldrin Ehrenhart, and a whole slew of others, including B.D. Wong, who has a whole sequence in here that is just absolutely insane. And on top of that, you are dealing with multiple child characters. Now, child actors are usually hit or miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Here, they're good. Excellent, even. And Julia Gardner, I gave a really hard time. The first movie I saw this year was Wolfman, and that was a big, big stinker. Her performance in particular, I pointed out as being absolutely one of the worst I'd seen in a while. And after not Rise of the Silver Surfer, pardon me, after Fantastic Four: The First Steps, I believe that I thought, you want to know what? Maybe, just maybe, she actually can come back from that really bad performance. And with Weapons, that is now all but assured. She delivers an absolutely stunning performance that must be applauded and commended. Same with Josh Brolin, same with everybody else. Zach Krieger, with Weapons, has proven himself to be a competent and capable writer and director. But enough about that. What's the story? Well, essentially, a fourth grade classroom goes missing as all the kids, with the exception of one, get up and get out of their rooms at exactly 2:17 to never be seen again. This movie starts off as a mystery, as it, tries to figure out why these kids did what they did and see how it affects everybody in this town. This was called the Magnolia of horror films, and I believe that moniker suits this very well. Very, very well, because it jumps from character to character and doesn't even tell its story linearly. Pardon me. It goes from past to future to present, and by the time everything comes full forward near the end, you are completely aware of the entirety of the story, and it is told so richly through the eyes of multiple characters. There is not one singular lead. This is an ensemble cast where everyone delivers up. I'm sorry, I'm still a little shaken. This movie is just so darn good and deserves every last bit of praise that I can throw its way. So, I am not going to be talking about it much any further. I have given you my feelings about this, and I believe if I'm to go any further into the reasons why I believe it's good, I would get into spoilers. And this is a film that you should go into blind. I mean that with every fiber of my being. You should not know anything about this movie other than it It basically revolves around kids going missing. Because, as I mentioned previously, you never know where this film's going to go next. You never do. So by the time the film ends, you feel like you've been taking on a journey that, quite frankly, you didn't know you wanted. But, I'm still a reviewer. I will admit one element of this film that I think was weak, and that is the ending. I'm not going to say how it ends, but it just kind of ends. Unfortunately, this movie could have definitely had at least one, maybe two more scenes to kind of really wrap the whole thing up. I'm not saying it's a bad ending. I'm just saying it just ends. And it does leave on a rather abrupt note, but overall, the journey getting there was so good and the payoff to the story was so good that it's easily forgiven for having just a very kind of ending. So overall, go see Weapons now. I am not ordering you. I am telling you, go see this movie. Go see